What's up, everyone? Today's going to be my movie spoiler review of Argylle. So, Argylle is a spy rom-com film, and like I said, this is a spoiler review, so y'all been warned. And here we go. We're not getting too much in this because this movie is very silly. So here we go. So we start off first with the first 10 minutes of the movie. If you're a fan of Henry Cavill, he's in it, but he's barely in it, and when he's in it, he's great, but he's barely in the film. And there's a mission going on that happens, and right at the end of the mission, we find out that actually that Argylle is a fictional character, and Ellie Conway is actually a writer, and she's writing this stuff out like it's her fantasy pretty much. And she's down to earth. She doesn't like to be outside. She doesn't like going outside the world, and she has to go outside the world sometimes because she has to publish, do autographs, that kind of stuff, and become a celebrity pretty much. And which she doesn't like becoming a celebrity, but she likes writing these stories somehow. And Catherine Harrod's in the movie. She's her mother, and we find out that she is an overprotective mother that really wants her to go in life, move on, and whatever. So yeah, she's about to go on a trip on the train, and she meets up with Sam Rockwell's character, and we find out that Sam Rockwell is a spy. We find out that she's endangered. Apparently, there's bad guys on the train. He takes care of the bad guys. They get off the train. Very, very James Bond. To me, very Night and Day. If you haven't seen Night and Day with Tom Cruise, it's very Night and Day. Very similar Night and Day. And that's a good movie. That's a fun, stupid movie, actually. I really like Night and Day a lot. Tom Cruise and Cameron Diaz. Very similar, but this is a little more goofier than that movie is. So yeah, we find out that the bad guys are called the Syndicate, led by Bryan Cranston's character. Bryan Cranston's in the movie, and he's threatening at first, and then he kind of becomes too over the top, but not too threatening because he's not the main villain in the movie. We'll get to that a little bit. But a lot of plot twists in this movie. So we find out that Ellie Conway is actually a spy. She was captured in a mission and apparently brainwashed. And then we find out that Catherine O'Hara is a villain as well. She's a British spy. She's the wife of Bryan Cranston's character, and they pose her as their mother and father, and they basically make her give out information in the books, and that's what's going on. Book 5 is where it happens. Book 6 is conclusion. The last mission, the last thing happening. Very stupid. I enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. It's out there. It's pretty simple for a lot of people. If a lot of people can't catch it, it's up there. But they did a really good job of this. There's another movie that I actually did take away from this as well. The Long Kiss Goodnight with Gina Davis. That's a good movie. I really enjoy that film a lot. And that's a really movie I think that I might do in the future. But that movie is rated R. That movie is rated R. So be aware of that. It is rated R. Gina Davis is phenomenal in that movie. Similar thing. She's brainwashed. She has a fake life. And she realizes she's actually a killer or a spy. She's a CIA agent. And this is the same thing in this too. So yeah. So she finds out her mother and father are not her real mother and father. They're the bad guys. So she escapes. She's completely flabbergasted, like kind of we are, I guess you might say. Sam Rockwell tells her who she really is and what happened, why she went missing. Why I'm trying to find you. I found you, and I'm trying to get you out of here. I try to get you out, and now I have my chance. And then we find out that Sam Rockwell is really in love with her. They were partners. We find out they're partners, and this is what happens. So apparently she is Argylle. This is her fantasy, but this is also who she is. And if you don't buy into it, a lot of people might buy into it. I don't really buy into it as a super spy because he doesn't really look like a super spy. I buy more into Gina Davis as a super spy or a secret agent or more like that. I do buy into her because she could do that. Bryce Dallas Howard, you don't really buy into it sometimes, but you go along with it. You just turn your brain off and just enjoy the ride, whatever. And yeah, we find out she's a spy. Find out the secretization. Find out that the mission has to be done. The bad guys are nearly into it, and they're doing anything they can to get to it. And we gotta stop them from doing it. But are they the good guys? They are. They're the good guys. By far, they're the good guys. There's evil stuff happens with Bryan Cranston and Catherine Harris characters, pretty much. So yeah. But really, in my opinion, the main villain is not Bryan Cranston. He is the main villain at parts. But to me, the main villain really is Catherine O'Hara. Catherine O'Hara is really the main villain in this movie because she's the one that I believe that fought this plan, and she also survives to the end of the movie. while Bryan Cranston does not. He does die by the cat. Let's talk about the cat. The cat, not for everybody, but the cat, it's there. It's silly. It's goofy. Most of the time it's CGI. Sometimes you see it might be real. Sam Rockwell's character is allergic to cats, and he doesn't like the cat at all. Tries to pretend like he likes him, but he doesn't like him at all. And Sam Jackson's character is actually the name of the cat. I don't remember the name of the cat in my opinion. Sorry. The cat pretty much forgettable. It's just there for comedic purposes pretty much. That's all it's there for. The CGI is not great. It does bomb on elements of action. There's a lot of action, a lot of great moments, a lot of dumb moments, a lot of moments that like completely might turn your go way over your head. Like I said, if you don't understand Matthew Vaughn's direction, he's a very artful, silly director, but he does make the movie. His movies are fun to watch. Like I said, I'll say this: if you loved Kingsman Golden Circle, you'll love this movie. I don't love Kingsman Golden Circle. I enjoyed it. I had a good time. I was entertained. I loved it. There's some great moments. There's some dumb moments. There's a moment that could have been better, but they didn't capitalize on it. Maybe the sequel. Sadly, that movie didn't do well with the first one. Sadly, and it tried to be better. They tried to be better than the first one, which it does not. So yeah, it does miss on that. Other stuff happens too. Especially on the hacker side, we find there's a hacker that is shot in the mission. We find out that she's actually a real character. She's a real person, and she was shot. She's dead. Is she? Somehow she's alive. We find out that she's alive somehow. Plot twist happens as well. They look like they brainwashed her again. She doesn't. She tricks on them. She does get brainwashed again at the end of the movie, where we find out what happens after that. Other stuff too. Spy stuff happens, so yeah, they gotta stop this from happening. We find out that the Syndicate is basically a secret organization, and it's Syndicate. It's a very, very evil, or it's a very evil name for a corporation, pretty much. So yeah, but find out this is going on. They gotta stop them happening. There's some fun, great moments in the third act. Some stupid ones too. Some ones that like, cool, but why? It's there for a reason. Has a purpose, but does have a purpose. It's just there for entertaining pretty much. Find out that she's an ice skater. She used her ice skating. We find out that Ellie Conway is an ice skater, and she used her ice skating skills for a fight scene. Which I'd say the fight scene in that one it's fun, it's silly, but it goes on way too long. But I enjoyed it. I laughed when I saw it. But this is silly, but I'm on board with it. That's how silly this movie really is. So yeah, countdown stuff too. There's a countdown too in this too, like the countdown, the end of the world happening, or the bad guys are gonna get the information before the good guys. They do brainwash Ellie again. The mother does, or Catherine Harris character does, and there's a fight between her and Sam Rockwell. Sam Rockwell trying to like convince her that you're brainwashed. This is not you. And there's a curb stomp moment. There's a lot of callbacks to the curb stomp, where she's about to curb stomp before she's a spy, but she has no heart to do it. It's so cringy. No one can do that. Nobody can do that. It's a very hard thing to do. And she's about to do it on him. And then the hacker is apparently alive. She stops the bad guy. She saves the world. And then the end of the movie happens pretty much, where they're at the end of the film, where all the characters at the end of the movie have their own conclusion. And she's at the writing, asking questions. The last book is conclusion. This is her last mission. They're going to be in love. They're in love. They're going to go off and be together and whatever. But at the end of the movie, there's a fan that raises his hand, gets back up, and it's Henry Cavill as a fanboy, Southern with a Southern accent. And then we see Ellie Conway's face get shocked, value like, what is this? And the movie ends. There's a post-credit scene. Doesn't really mean it. You can see if you want to. It's kind of silly, kind of dumb. But apparently there's talks that Matthew Vaughn's going to do a TV show of this. Spin-off show of this. Which, fine. I don't really care. I enjoyed the film. I really enjoyed what happened. The movie ends. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So by far, go with a grain of salt. This movie's a lot of fun. It's silly. It's dumb. it has a lot of great moments. It has a lot of bad moments. But overall, I enjoyed it. I was entertained. So yeah, so that's my review, guys, Argylle. So I hope you guys enjoyed this movie review. Please leave a like, subscribe to my channel, comment for future suggestions, comment if you've seen this movie, comment if you liked it or not. If you didn't like it, understand, not for you, great. I recommend watching it stream first, then before buying it, because you might hate it, because I might get it in the future. I'm not gonna get it right away. I saw it like a few weeks ago. I enjoyed it, but I'm not gonna like get it in the future. I get it right now. I'm gonna get it in the future just for because it was a fun movie. I really enjoyed it. So yeah. But again, thank you for watching. I'll see y'all next time. Have a wonderful, safe day, and goodbye.